This is actually going to be a direct message to Elena House. It's also going to be a diary entry, but she asked me, who is Richard Stephen Marchese? Well, he's a human. So are we. No, he's one of the people that are with me, and you know, he puts out good stuff. And as I mentioned, he had a long story, and I've seen a lot of it. I remember when I was young, like if I had it good, I wouldn't be able to know what it was like to be, you know, down at the bottom. You know, it's important to know that, actually. That's kind of why I sent you, and I will, you know, if you contact me back and give me feedback, more people. But I sent you Johnny. He's from Finland. He can be incredibly smart, and yet sometimes he talks like a child, and that's not bad, you know. He's got the little boy in him that just comes out a lot. A lot of us, the little boy is there, but he doesn't come out that much for the guys. And I sent you Christopher Scumgod. That's what they call him. He likes to play his guitar and sing and share his feelings about his experiences. That's what music's about. And I mentioned that not all his friends are very nice, some of them quite vulgar. But that's the grassroots. That's down at the bottom. Richard is 65 at the moment. He managed to become a professor, and I think he said he lost that because he had a female break up with him that they were both working there and he just couldn't be around. Then he managed to become part of a waste treatment plant in my area, and they were doing not good things, pumping evil, poisonous things into the system to make a profit, and he blew the whistle, and they went to jail, but he lost everything they can make him lose. And he said that he had a childhood where, because he was the youngest or something like that, I don't know if he was the youngest, but he was definitely younger than some of them. They used to pick on him and beat him up and all kinds of stuff. When I was young, I was glad I didn't have any siblings because, yeah, I figured Mom didn't understand me, they would turn on me and make it pretty bad, yeah. This happens a lot, actually. I'm guessing you have a relatively good life. I don't hear anything or feel anything that says you don't. But as such, what I said earlier about understanding, you know, the internet's really cool because you can talk to people who've got different lives without them having a chance to bite you. You know, you can block them if they get on your nerves. I'm sure your mom and dad and your management staff are doing their best to help guide you, and if they don't, I'd be upset. Seriously. But if Daddy somehow had you find me it's a very complicated way of things get done. It's less complicated than genes, actually, but maybe it's not. I don't know that. But it's happening. It is. It has happened. So, you know, I definitely thank you, right? Dude. You know, I don't want to be a pain in your ass or nothing, so I try not to be. You know, there's two things that happen when you become successful. More than that, actually. But the two things that I'm speaking of, either they look up and say, oh, that's way beyond me, which is okay, it's functional. Or how can I get over on them? That's two. Be aware of the second one. It's hard for people to just be themselves, no matter what you got. You know, there's stories. Nowadays they're in cartoon form. Some of the wisest people in the world never had much money. But the powerful would come and pay them to get some insight. Yeah, it always happens. It always will. This is supposed to be a friendship type thing. This is why I do videos. Not just for Elena, I do it for the future, period. This one is for Elena and for the future. So at your age of probably going on, you were 14 last year, you could probably go on 15 here shortly if you're not already 15. Well, when I was 15, I really wanted to know what the world was about, what people were about and stuff. Yeah, if I was you, then I'd like to know, because you don't know until you know, and you gotta experience it to know. Again, the beauty of the internet is you can communicate with people without them being able to bite you. If you give me feedback that Chris Scumguy, but call him Chris from my book, was nasty to you, then I would say ignore him. I doubt he would be. His friends might be. Chris is relatively successful at the moment, so he would have nothing against you being successful. He still walks around in the middle of the mosh pits. People just do things that are really not cool, and it's okay, it's a mosh pit. We're learning here somehow. It might be, actually. Never find me there. But in his world, he is a leader. And the last conversation we had, as I did mention that in the comment that I actually typed to you, this is easier than typing, obviously. I'm not a professional typist. If my fingers, if I was, I could sit there and think and my finger would just do it. The professional typist doesn't have to think about it. It just happens. It's like talking. Yeah, they say they got computer programs that can understand and actually do that for you. 10 years ago it didn't work so well. I'm sure it probably does now, but this is what I do. I kind of like having the image. You know, you've seen the pictures and who I was and what I am. And I'm impressed. I'm impressed with you too, of course, but nonetheless. I'll be like, you know, my grandfather's 83 or 84 or 85. By the time you reach my age, yeah, I'll be that old if I get to live that long. But I believe that Daddy, it's just human nature. There's only so many that can be close. This isn't even close, but this is a good start. If you actually comment back, and I know that you actually watched it, and you have questions, yeah, that'd make a good start. It would, really. I'm gonna say this. Because I was brought up as a Christian, Jesus is my hero. He never beat nobody up. In fact, they killed him. And the storyline says he came back and said, "Oh, really?" That's Revelation, by the way. But I still feel like I always had a connection to Father eternally. Jesus is my brother, and I love him to death. Without him, I could not be. That's because he's my leader. Jesus has not been everybody's top dog or the one looked up to. I mean, you gotta go the opposite direction, which isn't really. Muhammad actually had good things to say about Jesus. I think it's just human nature on the dark side to try and split you up and bust you up and divide and conquer. But no, Muhammad did not dislike Jesus. He just probably, in my book, read the Revelation and said, yeah, humans ain't also nice. We can figure out a way around that. I don't know. I never read the Quran. When I was young, I probably would have. Because I read for 10, 15 years. Now I'm dope. Most of the shit comes in here and through there, but reading, my life is actually quite full, even though I don't supposedly have much of a life. It all comes from in here, actually from God in here. Yeah. Those who believe in God, actually. You know, Elena, they don't all believe in God. A lot of them will say, I call them by this, that, or the other thing, but some of them totally don't. Yeah, just so you know. Doesn't make them bad, you know. I don't think anything except an individual can be totally bad. Thoughts are large, actually, and they encompass fields. Why Daddy describes them as fruit trees or tares. Tares are weeds, things that don't do much good, but do their best to take up as much space as possible and do evil. You know, and then they'll tell you, no, not me. That's where sixth sense comes in. I'm hoping that actually this has got value, you know. I knew from a young age that this body ain't gonna last forever. You're only here for a short time. Yeah, but when you are, it is for real. It hurts sometimes. It feels awesome sometimes. A lot of times it's just fucking boring as hell. Boring can be hell. I mean, there's many forms of hell. I think the worst is the most painful, but I think hell in the final definition is that which is away from the creator, Daddy, God. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bad habit, but it ain't all bad. Depends on how you use it. As I said, you know, I didn't actually say on this particular video, but Chris was, and I'm finding that this is not unusual. I really do have a lot of strength, and it was tough to get through what I got through, and you know, I saw that it was very close to them killing me emotionally, but it didn't quite happen. Things would have been different. I don't know what would happen. I do know that unless I was able to kill myself, the spirit within me would have found a way to do something. But in this timeline, I am as I am. I'm a believer in the immensity of Daddy, the creator. It's quite possible that there's infinite amount of realities. We're just living in one of them. But while we're here, it's for real. You know that, right? And it's all about finding what's worth keeping. Yeah. I suppose that's the truth, isn't it? You don't want to send nothing to hell just because they got fame or nothing. And considering he is the creator, and it is supposed to be, as it was said in the Bible, it will be on earth as it was in heaven. So creation has to go through the whole process of how he became. Yeah. And that brings us to the next question, which is the ultimate question. Where the hell Dad come from? Always was. If you can figure that out, you're going to have a need to have those bodies. It still didn't answer the question. Okay, 5 minutes. Elena, I'd really like to know you. You know, somehow you managed to like me and trust me somewhat. And you're so young, I need to be careful. You should always be careful, you know, whatever. Quite daring as a young man. Not in, well, in my own way, I'm a thinker, you know. Studier of human nature. Yeah, you portray it really well. And opera wouldn't happen if people didn't have needs that they could not fulfill. You can't take it. It has to actually happen. So in our minds, we can feel it. I mean, it is possible, but in reality, is it in the circle that you're in? Oh, no, not yet. I mean, I'm just sharing. I mean, watching shows, or actually news, 3 teenagers who were teenagers were freed in Cleveland, Ohio. That's a good thing. I'm going to say I'm not too sure about how much money they want to spend on it. It could actually be done for free, but they really want to spend a lot of money on it. And well, you know, it is what it is. But the one thing they did say that I do agree with, those 3 girls were the only family they knew for 10 years. Don't split them up right away. Yeah. That might cost some money, but it doesn't cost as much as what they think it might. But the system wouldn't be the way it is if it didn't need to be at the moment in time. Seriously, I'm funky sometimes. I do, you know, well, on Earth is wouldn't happen. It will get better. It's got to go through a lot of battles, you know. The weeds really want to take it, and they can't. Well, if the sun wasn't there, nothing could exist. The star, the sun. But the energy that it provides to the earth, all of nature